So finally, to illustrate the power of this software, I'm going to need to demonstrate what we can do with the idea of embeddable documents. So first of all, what I mean by a document is an artboard. An artboard is a document. Documents are embeddable inside of documents. Artboards are embedded inside of artboards. Now, I've already demonstrated this long ago, nearly over a year ago. But this concept also needs illustrating with the power of the concept. So first of all documents are embeddable, or artboards are essentially artboards. They're documents, and you can embed documents inside of documents. You can embed documents over a network. You can embed documents from different files entirely. You should be able to embed anything you want and have repeatable media inside of anything you want. Maybe you want a document that has all the artboards for your mockups, for your app mockups, or your anything. And you just want to have that easily repeatable in many other documents. So documents can be shared and linked together. They are live and interactive. Now this is where the important part of things come. Okay, so you can drag data onto an artboard. You can drag database or spreadsheet data, drop it on, it creates a graph. Fantastic. That data remains linked and live so that everything stays in sync. Even Word documents. But when you have a mock-up, for example, you have an iPhone, and you know that you can put like screens inside of it, you can have mock-ups. But what about if your mock-ups are interactive? We're not talking about static textures from other artboards. We're talking about real, live, interactive artboards inside a mock-up. So you have an iPhone and then you have an artboard inside that iPhone. That artboard can be a code canvas, it could be a spreadsheet, it could be database, it could be video, it could be AR or VR textures. It could be web or database related information. So a web content management system, for example, an editable content management system, an editable interface. That can be embedded in your mockup. And also you can have video streams and social media. So now you can take YouTube, Vimeo, or you could take Instagram, you could take any one of those things and put them into your mockups. You know, for example, you've got a load of great Instagram photos. You spend a lot of time taking those photos. Why keep them stored on your hard drive? Just load a load of photos from Facebook or from Instagram and embed them right inside of the mockup. And it keeps a live copy. You don't have to store it on your computer anymore. And you can keep things more in the cloud, which most people tend to want to go that way, but you also have the option of keeping it on your computer if you don't fancy doing that. Okay, so all these mockups are, you know, they could be an iPad, they could be an iPhone, they could be any iDevice or any Android device, it doesn't matter. They have these devices, they provide a mock-up, you provide the mock-up, you link it, it's either another artboard or it's a spreadsheet data or it's anything, and you can live click, you can literally interact with the mock-up. So the mock-up, for example, if it's a touch interface, then you can touch the device, you can emulate the touch, you can emulate the scale, the size and everything else. If it is if it's a desktop device or a laptop device, then you can emulate the trackpad and the keypad and so forth. You can emulate that. You can interact with the mock-up live. And don't think that that's just in-app. You can export your mock-ups to the web using WebGL canvases. Now your artboards are available 24/7 anywhere in the world via a web application. All it has to do is export your artboard from the WebGL canvas inside blank canvas to the browser, and it is live, it is interactive, it is changeable and editable. Provides you all the tools that I guess you'll ever need, and more sharing, which is what's important with this application. So you can embed anything. You can embed database, you can embed spreadsheet, you can embed video, audio, a standard image, or a streamed piece of content from the web, like YouTube, Vimeo, or anything else. Again, VR and AR, so for example, if this camera is streaming right now, I can stream it directly into the mockup. If it's not streaming, then I can provide a fallback. So for example, if it's not streaming, I can have a nice little poster saying, sorry, we're offline right now, and there's nothing in your mockup. Your mockups can become live, digitally enabled, and there is nothing in the world that ever compares to this. It is interactive on every level, and it is not seen in today's market. I want to make sure, again, that these things do not become patentable. We have to watch very closely and very carefully at those who lead the market to make sure that they are unable to copy this. If you have a mock-up, an iPhone and iPad mock-up, you place that on the artboard. You have interactivity on the artboard, and you have interactivity with the mock-up. You can touch the mock-up, you can play with the mock-up, you can interact with its data. This is not just a texture, this is a live environment in which sits inside of your artboard. So the data's live. If it's a spreadsheet in your mock-up, you can click inside the mock-up, you can edit the cells, or you could at least interact with the cells, you can copy the information out. How amazing would it be to see a web page on your website with like iPhones and so forth, all live with your Instagram data, so your latest Instagram post, maybe you have your latest YouTube post, maybe you have everything else. Imagine, just imagine the endless possibilities you could have. You can even have your own database data. You can even have inside your web page a content management system or a user interface or a app interface. You're not only showcasing the data, you are interacting with the data at the same time. That is never heard of, it's never been invented, and you heard it here first. This is to ensure that no patents can be filed on such a revolutionary way of brand new creativity. Oh, and don't forget, you can share video as well, right in a mock-up.